Good morning, Occupied States of America. This is Dr. Ryan Bartek reporting to you from Occupy Portland. We've had a lot of new developments in the past 24 hours. First, to bring direct democracy to your computer screen when you cannot be here, we have live stream digitally broadcasting whenever our general assemblies are going on. Some of the things that have come out of that from the past 24 hours, we have an action committee forming today with members of the Veterans for Peace, and they'll be marching to protest the Condoleezza Rice speaking engagement downtown. Why Portland is spending thousands of dollars to bring her in, such a reputed war criminal, as part of that whole mob. It's not very good. We don't find it very amusing, so we're going to make our voices heard on that. Another thing is there's going to be disinformation scouts going across the city handing out flyers. The whole goal is to go out and bring one person back with them that have never been here before. This is a great way of outreach. We also have people going to Portland State University on Saturday and Friday, hopefully as well, and to try to bring as many people back with us as possible, because if the whole student body knows, this will increase our numbers. We now have a stage that we're building that got set up the other day where we'll be able to have some live music, some other things going on. We have a projector now, and we'll be showing various films and various news items throughout the day, and we'll also, before we show this, we're going to have people host little events. I personally am going to do one about Bohemian Grove, which will be soon. We have a legal support structure coming together with the National Lawyers Guild. We have a conflict resolution team in action. City Hall, we're going directly to them to try to get instant runoff voting on the ballot. We have supplies for Seattle, because we need to keep the Seattle PDX Occupy access together very well. Occupy Baghdad Theater is November 8th. There's going to be a comedy show with 700 seats, $10 a ticket. That'd be $7,000 if we can fill those seats, so it's going to be very important. In Cuomo, the Huffington Post contributor was arrested, Naomi Wolf, at one of the occupations, so that's a national story. The guy, Tony Baloney, who maced the people in New York, he's back on the streets on a 10-day extension, which people will love. Anonymous has demanded, or actually confirmed their attempt. Remember the 5th of November, it ties into the Guy Fawkes mythology. They're going to try to delete Facebook from the internet on November 5th. Now, the reason they're doing it is because it's a CIA spy tool, it's a Homeland Security spy tool. They know everything. They know more about you than your own parents do, your own friends, and that's always because you're liking things, clicking them, etc. There's a whole plethora of information why Facebook is a bad thing. Whether or not you support Anonymous or whatever, it's important that people know this might be happening. Also, the mother of all strikes, it's been called, has been called in Greece for a 10-day strike, which starts today. And we have about 5 days before the European Union figures out what to do with the crisis situation financially. I mean, they're about to have our 2008 again in about 5 days. The IMF has run out of money, and basically they're going to have to turn to China. Also of note is a huge USA military buildup on the Pakistan-Afghanistan border, which we don't know exactly what's going to happen with that. And of course, there's all this chatter with Iran, as you know, this extremely dubious-sounding plot with the Iran government trying to, for some reason, assassinate the Saudi ambassador to the United States, which doesn't really make sense. But that's just my opinion. Also, this is in conjunction with the November 5th idea that November 5th has to be a large event. We are trying to promote the idea of everybody to take their money out of the banks on November 5th. Specifically, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank, and whatever other dubious, awful, tentacle-like monstrosity is out there using the dead peasants insurance policy, stealing our money, and doing anything they can to stick their phallus up our black hole. So anyway, enjoy, guys. Hope you have a good day.
The Occupy protests have moved from coast to coast, and they're still going strong in the city where it all began. Occupy Wall Street launched last month, and similar protests have sprung up from Rhode Island to Sacramento, of course, to Portland. Dozens of people have been arrested in New York, and police are also taking action in Chicago. Protesters who refuse to follow a city ordinance about camping in a public park are now facing criminal charges. A Rhode Island Occupy protester says the movement will continue across the U.S. until some big changes are made.
They're dedicated to staying until an equal distribution of wealth. Listen, the mental health of this country is in the toilet.
It's not just the continental U.S. anymore either. Occupy protesters hit the streets of Waikiki, Hawaii today. In Seattle, police told Occupy protesters they had to go. Some, as you can see, refused and ended up in handcuffs. 8 people in all were arrested when they blocked city crews from cleaning and doing their jobs at the park. Police say they will allow peaceful protests to continue, but arrests will be made if park rules are broken. Arrested at an Occupy protest? Well, there's an app for that. A developer has created the I'm Getting Arrested app for Android phones. With one touch, it sends an instant message to friends, family, even your lawyer, letting them know you're off to jail. You just have to pre-program the contacts and hit a bullseye graphic on the app when the cops head your way.